Shalom. Call Halayim Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Bahashem Kakudash. My name is Jamal Yasharala. Back at it again with another face-to-face. Before we get anything, I'm going to say Shalom and salutations to the men of Great Millstone. GMS, who I get this 100% truth from. Shalom to the speckled bird, confused face. Shalom to the Aki and the Aqua, who also subscribe to the men of GMS. And last but not least, Shalom to the elect, who will come out to teach these scriptures, to bring in to the wedding of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Kakudash. Shalom to you. I'm gonna call this the bear versus the eagle. Those who understand scriptures should understand that title. And without further ado, I'm gonna get straight to it. Abarak desire you be edified. And I'm not gonna make this long. I'm just gonna hit a couple of scriptures real quick and be done with it. This is Ezekiel 38:14, and it reads, "Therefore, son of man, prophesy and say unto Gog, Thus saith Yahweh thy power, in that day when my people of Israel dwelleth safely, shalt thou not know it? And thou shalt not come from thy place out of the north parts, thou and many people with thee, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and mighty army. And thou shalt come up against my people of Israel as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days, and I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me when I shall sanctify in thee, O Gog, before thy eyes. Thus saith Yahweh thy power. Art thou he of whom I have spoken in old time? Be my servants and prophets of Israel, which prophesied in those days many years that I would bring thee against them." Okay, this is Yahweh speaking to Ezekiel about the end times and what's going to happen when he talks about the north parts. He's talking about Babylon itself, USA, and Gog and Magog. He's talking about the Big Bear, the USSR, Mother Russia, coming up against us too, because people like Russia, places like Russia and China think that because we all know that America's going down. We see it declining every day, but you got people thinking that they're next up, like Russia, or places like China, thinking that they're going to rule next. They're going to be the next to rule, and they're not with the children of Israel either. They're coming against us as well. You Native Americans, African Americans, and Spanish, we're at the bottom, and they made a covenant to keep us at the bottom, because those Russians over there, they ain't nothing but Edomites too. They just live differently than the Edomites here. And a nation divided, a people divided cannot stand. Roughly quoting from what Yahweh Shai have said. And this is what's going on. You got Edomite versus Edomite for power, and it was like that in Rome as well. And there's nothing new under the sun. So these are the types of things that they was doing then to do it now. Let me get Isaiah because you know, the Lord is not playing, man. He's coming back to get busy and put a lot of people in their place, if you want to say, and that's just the way it's going to be. This is Isaiah 34:1, and it reads, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all the things that come forth in it. For indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations." What's indignation? Righteous hatred. "And his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, and hath delivered them to the slaughter. The slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of the carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood." So where's he going to bring these armies at? He's going to bring them to the valley of Jehoshaphat, the Megiddo, if you want to say, the final battle. And he's going to have all of them there to face him. Once they're in that WW3 mode, they're going to join together to go against the angels, the holy angels, against Yahushua. And they're going to be obliviated, because Yahushua is not joking. He's coming to destroy. This is 6, verse 6. "The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood in it, is made with fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and goats, and the fat of the kidneys of the rams. And for Yahweh hath sacrificed in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea." Who is the Idumeans? The Idumeans are the Edomites, which also is Esau. So they changed their name in Rome to the Idumeans, so you would know what it meant. But it just means red, which they know who they are, especially the top elite. They know who they are, because Basra is nothing but the modern day USA. That's all it is. And when the Lord brings all of these armies into Jehoshaphat to destroy him, he's going to put the remnant of these people in slavery for the nation of Israel, which would be us. Let's go back to Ezekiel real quick. Ezekiel 38:6. Gomer and all his bands. Gomer is the Edomites, but they are, if I'm correct, they are the Germans. Gomer and all his bands in the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and thy company that has assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter days thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. So he's talking about his people, which is Israel. When these wars are over, after the Lord has brought Yahushua back to destroy, there's going to be no more war, or there's going to be no more slavery for the Israelites. This is all for our comfort. This is all for our glory, after Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and Yahushua gains their glory for the day of the Lord, which would be Yahushua coming back and destroying. And once that happened, man, it's a wrap. Let's get Luke. Let's see here. It's the New Testament. Luke. Because Yahushua was prophesying about what's going to happen. And this is Yahushua speaking. This is Luke 21:19, and it reads, "And your patience possess ye your souls. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, they know that the desolate thereof therefore is nigh. And let them that are in Judea flee into the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. So this is around 70 A.D. when the Romans, Vespasian, I forget, I hope I'm right. I could be wrong. Vespasian surrounded Jerusalem to starve us out and to kill us. And when we try to run out, kind of like roaches scattering all over the place, when you cut the lights on in one area, they were killing us off and picking us off. So Yahushua is telling us the ones that are, he's prophesying, telling us that the ones that are out of the ones that are not in Judea don't come back, and the ones that do get out flee to the mountains. The mountains would be places of like Africa, but we were scattered all over the world. This is how we ended up in Africa, and we try to get further away from persecution from the Romans. This is how one of the ways how we ended up on the west coast of Africa and reestablishing ourselves. So, you know, it was a bad time at that time, and when the women and the people were weeping and lamenting for Yahushua, he was saying to not lament for him, but for your own, because it'd be a time, which would be 60 something years after, 70 years after that, Rome will conquer and bring Jerusalem down and destroy the people we're in. And you know, this is how the end of days started to come, the latter days started to come, and the slavery tactics that were taking place. And this is how they started looking for us and finding us where we were at. Let's go back to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 38:10. And it reads, Thus saith Yahweh thy power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into the mind, that thou shalt think an evil thought, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of the unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates. So this is the time that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai is putting into the big bear. He's putting hooks in their jaws. He's giving them the mentality of kicking ass, starting these wars. And this is one of the reasons why they're in Ukraine now, because Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai has stirred up their souls to think evil thoughts, to get busy. So, you know, this is what's going to happen. And World War III is inevitable. It has to happen. It just has to happen. We get a couple more scriptures, and I'm gonna shut this down. But get yourselves prepared, because the rumors of wars is here, and war is really here, and there's nothing we can do about it. And it's going to happen. It has to happen. This is Jeremiah 50:1, and it reads. So like here. Jeremiah 51:1, and it reads, Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. What's that destroying wind? That destroying wind is those missiles. When those missiles hit, when Russia and the rest of the other countries and NATO and all of those other, the UN and all of those other countries turn against America and start shooting those missiles, it's going to be a destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in that day of trouble they shall be against her round about. That's the ones that hate the whore. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. And against him that lifteth himself up, and his Brigidine, and spare ye not young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Let's look up that word and see if I can find that word Brigidine. I don't necessarily know exactly what that means. Okay, well, I can't get it right now, but look up Brigidine when you get a chance to get a better understanding. Brigandine. Brigidine, if I'm saying that right. This is verse 11, and it reads, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahweh hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. Who are the Medes? That's the Iranians. For his devices against Babylon. Who's Babylon? Babylon is USA. To destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes. For the Lord Yahweh hath both devised and done that which hath spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. So this is what's going to happen, man. WW3 is going to happen, and America is going to be destroyed, and there's going to be nothing else that can be done about it. It will be a wasteland. It will be a lake of fire, and it will always burn, and it will be inhabited by none. My name is Yamal Yasharallah. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Shalom to the men all across the world who prescribe, and the Akwath as well, that prescribe to the men of GMS. And also, while we come out here, is to enlighten and to bring in the elect, to bid them to the marriage. Wa Abba Ball, Kwam Yasharallah, Shalom.